Lately I've been feeling things change. We've been working hard, no sleep, get it every day. And I swear that we ain't stopping till we pay. Yeah, the pressure on, gotta make it work. Triple play, yeah.
This is Triple Play Fantasy Basketball. I'm your host, Coach James Lewis. On the other end, Doc Mendelson. A day late because yesterday was Christmas Day, so a lot of basketball being played yesterday. Anything stand out to you in particular?
The Knicks just can't win on Christmas Day. I feel like it's gone back to when the Wizards played there and John Wall did that 360 layup. But every time they're on there, the 12 o'clock slate, I just feel like they disappoint.
I feel like you should have a random stat for us. You usually pull something out the hat as far as like, hey, the Wizards have not won in San Antonio since 2001.
I wish it was that. It was since 1999.
Wow. Since pre-Timmy. To me, the Lakers stink with that LeBron James. And, well, in particular, Anthony Davis. They don't stand a chance. They need to shake things up.
He looks so defeated, man.
I mean, what are you going to do? He's just dropping 38. He's got a +2. Russell Westbrook plays half the game with a -30. Like, it's hard. It's hard to watch.
This is on him for roster construction.
No, he's not the GM.
He is the GM. He's the acting GM.
Lord. All right, then give him credit for the times that they win the championship. And, like, if you're going to tear him down now. What do you think about the Morants? The guy has his own shoe now. Kyrie's gone. Insert Ja Morant.
I love those.
I like the Giannis's too. I like the little backwards check.
Mm-hmm. It's about time Morant got his own shoe. Point guard with bounce. Like, why did it not happen sooner?
Did you notice that the Giannis's has the same logo as the Newport menthol cigarette?
No, but I'm going to have to look it up immediately after this show now.
Oh, my God. The menthol. They should come up with an edition of that. Shout out Ja Morant, he's probably the most exciting thing we have in basketball, just visually appealing wise. But they can't mess with the Warriors. I like that little rivalry. There's a rivalry's brewing. You see Jaylen Brown and Giannis getting chippy. I like that. You see the Pelicans. We got Zion dunking at there's a little bit of
half the teams in the West got beef with Phoenix.
Yeah. And we'll talk about Phoenix a little bit with maybe our main pickup. So games watched, Blazers only have 2 games. The rest of the league gets 3 or 4. Back to a little bit more of an even week, but here we got, New Year's, so not as many games as we're used to. Pickup candidates this week. Landry Shamet of the aforementioned Phoenix Suns. We just talked about Aaron Nesmith, Jeremy Sochan, repeat offender. He's back on the pod. Yeah, buddy. He's here. We will talk about him. Lonnie Walker, the 4th. So we'll start with Landry Shamet, who has got a fireball for an arm recently. He had 9 threes against Denver, 7 against Washington, totaling 62 points total. He's dropping some dimes in between. Last week, 23 points, 3 boards, 4 dimes, almost 6 threes. So he's got to be the number 1 pickup of the week, 23% rostered. And with we don't know what's happening with Devin Booker. He played 4 minutes yesterday, and he has missed some time. So if he's planning on missing some more, pencil him in. Pick him up.
Phoenix is going to be conservative. That's what they did with Chris Paul. We thought the heel would be a game-to-game or a day-to-day thing. He ended up missing, I think, 11 games because of it. Coach, isn't it funny that the Phoenix Suns are essentially just a team of handcuffs? Like Chris Paul goes down, you pick up Cam Payne. Devin Booker goes down, you pick up Landry Shamet. DeAndre Ayton goes down, you pick up Bismack Biyombo. Like, everybody has a direct replacement on this team.
Well, and that's not, don't even mention Cam Johnson. You got Torrey Craig and I guess Crowder effect as well, as he's not playing, which is just an interesting situation. So I'm looking for them to make a little bit of move here because their window is closing real quick with Chris Paul, being 38 years old, 37, whatever he is. Let's see what they do in the trade deadline. You got to move Crowder, see what you can get in return. But yeah, they are definitely a team to watch. Aiden goes down, you pick up Biyombo. Aaron Nesmith of the Pacers is benefiting, and they've been a team that's been on the waivers all of this year. Jalen Smith is frustrating me as an owner in 2 leagues. I'm just waiting for them to make a move because when he does play, he produces very high numbers in fantasy, but his minutes per game is ranging between like 11 and under 20. It's frightening to see, but I don't know. Maybe a hold. So Neesmith he didn't play last game, so it's something to monitor. But he has been producing good fantasy numbers in the past 2 weeks: 14 points, 6 boards, 2 threes on 54% from the field, steal, a block. What do you like about Aaron Neesmith having a kind of a revival of his career after being a first round pick of the Boston Celtics?
We say revival like he's older than 23 years old. So he's playing 22 and a half minutes for the season, but he's hit that over 4 out of the last 5 games that he's been healthy. He's giving you double-digit points ranging from 12 to 23. You like the volume, shooting about 12 to 13 shots a game, mixing some threes. His last 2 games that he was healthy, 16 rebounds. He's good for 1.3 stocks. So just something to monitor. I think besides Tyrese Halliburton and Miles Turner, nobody in the Indiana rotation is a lock for minutes. It seems like they do a lot of mixing and matching with that team. I feel like we've talked about a couple people on here. And especially if Indiana is sellers at the deadline, I think that could open up some more playing time.
Yeah, they got a bunch of guards, and we've talked about Nebhart before. They do play Monday and Tuesday this week, so you might want to think about a Neesmith or a Nebhart, who's a safe candidate if you're going to pick a guy up for a couple days here today. The other teams that are playing too, back-to-backs, we got the Hornets, the Rockets, Clippers, Spurs. You think about Batum. Think about Zach Collins. You think about KJ Martin, Tari Eason, Plumlee if he's available as guys that you could ride for 2 games. But, the main attraction here is definitely Jeremy Sochan because, he's giving you points. He's giving you rebounds. He's giving you assists. And then last week, averaging 16, 8, 4, 50% from the floor, a block, a 3. That's filling it up. Categories league stud for the rookie from San Antonio.
Coach, does your wife know that you have a crush on another human being besides her?
Stop it, Doc. I'm a fan of his game of basketball and his hair that changes up nightly.
So I'll give him credit on this. And this is non-fantasy basketball related. Shooting free throws one-handed and not being afraid to admit it, I think shows work ethic and somebody that wants to get better.
His last form shooting in the game. Come on, you got to give him some credit after shooting 40% on
his last 3 games. I got to give him his flowers: 13, 23, and 12, over 50% in all those games except for 1. He's killing it on the rebounds. He upped his 3-point percentage from 16 to 19.6%. So. Look, we're getting close to that 20% from 3.
And then he did shoot 7 for 10 from the free throw line the other day. Okay, so
he's a good basketball player, but he's got to work on his shooting, which is like the most important part of the game.
Yeah, well, since he's only 19 years old, we'll see.
That is crazy.
Room to grow. Lonnie Walker the 4th. If you've owned him, you've been frustrated constantly throughout the year. As far as if you're thinking about categories league, he's a points league stash though. He gives you points. He hits threes. He doesn't really do too much else. So he might get you a steal here and there, and starting for your Los Angeles Lakers. It's pretty much all he does.
He's giving you minutes though. Like the Lakers are so depleted. 29, 27, 36, 30, 34. Like that's like James said, points league guy. He'll give you some rebounds if you're lucky, a steal or 2 if you've been a good boy or girl this year. But that's it.
Watch candidates. Victor Oladipo is playing heavy minutes for Miami. Not playing back-to-back, so that's something to watch against Chicago. 14 points, 2 threes, 4 rebounds. Let's hope that, we wish the best for Vic. He was at a certain point, an all-NBA type of guy. And, he's been injury riddled. He's been traded all over the place. He had 5 steals against San Antonio, but, I'm wishing the best for Vic, former DeMatha High School stud.
That was very nice of you to give Victor Oladipo a shout out. He does not deserve to be picked up.
Well, I can't argue with you.
He's this week's Kemba Walker.
He's this week's Kemba Walker. You heard it first.
Let's just highlight a veteran that has one random good game and give him a shout out.
Austin Rivers, though, he does belong here. Okay, he's shooting the crap out of the ball, except if you disclude yesterday. But for Denver, disclude yesterday where he had 2. He's had in the previous 4 games, he had 21, 16, 14, and 20, and he hit at least 3 threes in all of those games. And that game that he had 20 points, 4 threes, he did have 5 steals. So Austin Rivers, who, if go back in the database, he is one of the best high school highlight tapes of all time. He gets a mention here.
I think it's important to monitor. This has all happened with Kyle Anderson being out with a back issue. I mean, it seemed that he's taken his minutes. So just something to monitor. But I mean, he's mostly a points league guy. He had a random 5 steal game also. I guess all these players have random 5 steal games, but not.
And of course he's wearing a Denver Nuggets jersey in this graphic, but he did mention Kyle Anderson. He's playing for the T-Wolves. And D'Lo we're seeing him play a little bit less minutes. They're putting the ball in Anthony Edwards' hands and put him into pick and rolls, which is the best plan for the team. Rui Hachimura, 11% rostered. Doc likes him. I don't. What else is new?
All right. Well, it's this opposite day. I'm hyping up a Wizard and James is shooting him down. I'm not saying Rui is amazing, but the 2 games he's coming back from injury, it's 7 points, 7 rebounds, an assist, a steal. And then against the Kings on the 23rd, 21 points, 3 threes, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Like, that's better than Gafford's stats. Let's just be real.
Oh, man. Stop it. Give his minutes to Gaff, Kispert, Denny, anybody. But Rui, I think they just need to part ways. They need to go. Let's see if something happened in this a trade deadline. Safe candidates. If Mason Plumlee, Brandon Clark are there, pick him up. Emmanuel Quickly is like a question mark as far as to pick him up, but he's been consistently scoring well. Drop Lou Dort, alert. He's just okay. And he got paid a lot of money in the offseason, over $80 million, but I don't know if he's quite a franchise cornerstone going forward.
He's a Jag.
A Jag.
Just a guy.
He sure is. Back-to-back Sunday streamers. We see that Desmond Bane is back for the Grizzlies, so that's going to take like the John Conchars of the world off the map. It's always good to have a player for that plays on Saturday and Sunday. Tyus Jones is always a safe, reliable guy to get you some type of stats. When I think about the Grizzlies and who will be available there. And then if you think about picking someone up the end of the weekend, Sunday, Monday, the Nuggets have 2 games. Did you see that Aaron Gordon game-winning dunk?
I did not, but now I have to.
It was pretty nasty. They called it a charge, and then they took a look at it. They saw that it was a block. It was like one of those dunk contests, but in-game posters. So that's all we have for you. Week 11. It's a short week. We don't have the greatest pickups this week, but trades, please give us something so we got something to talk about. We could have talked about the repeat offenders. There's a lot of players that we've talked about here on this show that, are doing well, Thomas Bryant's and Duran, but the only person that we get to talk about multiple times is Jeremy Sochan. All right, Doc, I hope you have a great week, and I hope you enjoy your holiday
If we talk
season.
about Jeremy Sochan 3 times on this show, you have to find a new co-host.
Nah. All right, see ya. Till next time, week 11.
Lately I've been feeling things change. We've been working hard, no sleep, get it every day. And I swear that we ain't stopping till we pay. Yeah, the pressure on, gotta make it work, triple play, yeah.